Good evening. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today, tonight, this afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I'm Claire Harvey-May, and I sort of host these little sessions. Got an amazing tech team behind us. We've got some lovely faces tonight, so get your questions in the comments. So I hope you're all fine and having a lovely week. So without any ado, I'm going to introduce our first technical expert, Fanny. Hey.
Hello. Hello from
you?
Germany.
Hello from Germany. Is the weather cold in Germany, or is it all good?
It was really sunny today.
Nice. Yeah, it was nice and sunny here, but you can tell it's starting to get a bit colder, right? Ooh. But I mean, hailing from somewhere really, really cold, PJ. Hey,
Hi, hello. Not cold, but
Really?
windy. Today was windy. If you go outside, you can lose head in 5 minutes without problem.
Yeah, of course. Now we do have our other tech expert, but at the moment it's gone a bit black, so I'm just going to leave him in the background. He said he was going to go call. Oh, there he goes. There he goes.
Yeah, playing around with things.
Hey, Mike, how are you doing?
How's it going? I'm doing good. It's rainy over here, so a little bit
is it
cooler,
really?
rainy, but not freezing cold like where PJ is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we've got the full.
We have 10 degree. It's okay. This is quite nice temperature in Poland in November. 10 degree is okay.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, haven't been to Poland when it's really cold, but it's really cold, right? Thank you all for joining us tonight. Guys, if you have joined us or if you've never joined us before, we do a poll. Are you an OM system user? I set that poll off already, so I keep my eyes on it as we go along. So if you see my eyes going from screen to screen, it's because I'm looking at questions, doing all sorts of things. Who bought the 50 to 200? Who's pre-ordered the 50 to 200? All of us, all of us have been on the road looking at the 50 to 200 first events or hosting these events. So if you've been to one, did you place an order for one? Are you looking forward to it coming, or have you already got it? Is it an early Christmas present? Put it in the comments and let us know. We've still got a few more first look events to come, right? I know in the UK there's still a few more. I know that Craig's heading up to sort of Glasgow and Scotland. What about you guys? Have you still got 50 to 200 first looks? I know you have, Fanny, because I had a look earlier. There's quite a few in Germany, right?
We have a lot in Germany and Austria. There is now this weekend near Frankfurt, there's the Weitsicht Festival. And then the week after, at the 8th and 9th, in the Lake of Constance, I think, called
Okay,
Wunderwelten, Friedrichshafen, and at the same time in Vienna, Photo and Adventure. Then the week after, United Camera, also in Vienna. It's the 14th.
Nice trip to Austria for you.
And then the next is Lake of Constance in Constance, Lichtblick. It's the 20th and 21st. And then another one in Vienna at the digital store. It's the 28th and 29th. So if you want to come and catch the 50 to 100, come and visit me.
Well done. PJ, you're still on the road as well for 50 to 100?
First part of November, I will be in home because this is 2 long weekends in Poland. We have national holidays in next week. After that, we will have to the biggest photo festival, nature photo festival in Poland, Wizje Natury, Vision of Nature, and Art of Nature. This is 2 big events where we will be with whole our setup, with workshops, photo walks, some lectures of our ambassadors. You are invited.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually going to put the link in the comments for that, PJ, because I had a look earlier and I was like, oh, why am I not going? Because that looks so cool. I mean, it looks so good. You're outdoors. It looks so good. I think maybe next year I might be heading out there with you just for the festival, because it looks really good fun for sure. And what about you, Mike? What you got up and coming? Are you on the road again?
Yeah, so the first looks are done. That was early October, and but I have shows coming up for specialty dealers. So I'll be at Hunt's Photo in Boston next weekend, and from there just keep on going for the holiday shows and everything. So I'll, for sure.
Keep on going.
Catch me if you can.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I've got Kendall Mountain Festival. If you don't know what that is, it's a big outdoor festival. There are tickets still online. You book through OM. So go and check that out. So that's updates from us. Let's have a look at some of the questions that have come in and see if we can help or guide these lovely people. And let's see what we can do. So the first one is from Zakaria Kadi. I hope I pronounced that. Maybe it's Caddy. Best and easy way to connect the phone to the camera for the first time. That's an easy one, isn't it, guys? So
QR code.
download the OI Share app. At the bottom, you have a thing called Easy Setup. For me, that's probably the easiest way to go. There is a video on YouTube. I will try and I'm just going to write this down. I will try and pull that out. There is actually a video somewhere of a recording of a screen, but it's an iPhone, not an Android. So that may not be relevant. What are you going to show, PJ?
I can't show this by HDMI, but I can show in simple
Real
way,
time.
maybe like
Yes.
this one, maybe difficult. You have button here, and after that you need press OK and OK and OK, and after that you have QR code. You will have QR code. You need only scan by our application, and everything will be done automatically.
Yeah, I mean, it is easy because on the app, you press the easy setup, the camera opens on your phone, and you can, like you say, follow the QR code and it will take you. It's so easy, isn't it? It's a private connection between you, your phone, and your camera. So you can be in the middle of the field. You don't need out external sort of Wi-Fi connection. And it's lovely and easy. And once you're set up, and of course, now you can have.
Maybe I add one thing about because the same question I got yesterday on my AMA police session, and there is one small problem. Not problem, but one thing. I will show my camera.
Oh.
Of course, this is Polish menu. No problem. We will change. One moment.
But
here.
There it is.
Oh,
top right.
Where is English?
Top right, all the way up. That's it.
Okay.
Looks better.
If you have Android phone, some Android phones, not all Android phones, you need to remember to change this connection security for VPA2 because some Android phones have trouble to connect with our cameras with VPA2 or VPA3. You need to change for VPA2. This is most for Chinese Android phone, but you need to remember that.
Wonderful. Thank you, Zakaria. As I said, I know there's a video out. I'm sure we will find it. Good question from Ian. Has OM System abandoned the old Olympus cameras body on getting updates? That's a good question, Ian. Or EM, or is it I am? Anyway, whatever. When we launched the OM1 Mark II, we did do firmware updates for the OM1. But once you get to models that are discontinued, no, of course, there aren't any firmware updates. They don't go back that far. Generally, it was something that we wasn't going to do moving forward. But with the OM1 Mark II, we did. Which was fantastic. The OM1 users got some extra features that aligned with the OM1 Mark II. But once those models get a little bit older, the research and development doesn't go back that far. You know what I mean? So you've got all the latest firmware updates on the OM System website. You just go to OM System, then find support, and then you'll find a little drop down that says firmware updates, and that you can at least check what your lens is and your camera is, and you look on the body, and when you look at firmware, it will tell you what firmware you're on. So there are things that will help you make sure you've got the latest firmware. And as I said, even though the firmwares are older, they are on the website to download. But we don't firmware or sort of backdate firmware past a certain time. No specific time. I hope that answers your question. Okay, Sarah. How do I shoot? Got an OM1. How do I shoot raw in burst mode with time for a flash recharge between shots? Tried custom timer, perfect but not raw. Looked at focus stacking, but differential couldn't be of 0. Mike?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to look at here, right? So focus stacking. So we're trying to do
do it in
differential
focus
0. I'd
stacking
almost have
because
to
you can
play.
change.
Yeah, you should be able to do you should be able to adjust it in both focus stacking and high res as well.
Yeah, because you've got flash charge time, right? When you've got it connected.
Yeah, there's charge time. So
yeah. But the only thing is, of course, you'll have all the images, but the final won't. Hang on a minute. Oh, yeah. So yeah, it's not the differential you want to change, is it? It's the flash recharge time, right?
Charge time on the bottom. It says
Yeah.
charge time. You can go 0.1 second, 0.2. You can go 1 second, 2 second, 30 second. And that'll give you time in between each shot for that flash to recycle. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is only for third part flashes. With our flashes, you don't need to set this because communication between flash and body is enough to
automatic, right? Yeah.
To stop camera when flash needs time to recharge.
Yes, recharge. So that's why, guys, lovely as the Godox is, it is better to invest in an FL700 or an FL900 because you do get that complete automation. As the guys say, once your batteries drop power a little bit, you know, obviously it does need time to recharge. So
and it's weather resistant as well.
I have a very good example why our flashes for focus stacking is better, because we will have much faster focus stacking. For example, if you have 40, 80 images and you need one recharge between these 80 images, for example, after 56 images, in our camera will stop one with our flashes. But if you need the same situation with third-part company flashes, you need to set recharge after every frame, because you need only this one, but every frame will stop. And even if this is only half of seconds, 80 times half of second is 40 seconds longer for stacking.
Right.
This is much longer than this one stop only for our flashes. This is why FL900 or FL700 is much better for focus stacking than third-part company flashes.
Awful or wonderful. As I said, I knew you guys would know that, because it is one of those things where it is great. Like the Godoxes are great, we're not knocking them, but they will lose some of those compatibilities when you want to do that specialist stuff, you know, when you're shooting normal portraits or you're doing your sort of standard flash photography, great, even sort of sometimes the macro stuff. But when you are talking about compatibility with all those features and that, it would be better to go with our own. I hope that helps. Okay, I'm just sort of.
There is also a small gap between shutter speed, shutter and flashes between our original flashes and third-part company. If you press shutter with third-part company, there is small time gap. It's 1 of 10 of seconds, but this is small gap. For example, for me, as sport photographer, it's very important to don't have this gap. This is second advantage of our flashes. And important is in focus stacking and macro photography, in outdoor photography, our flashes have IP certificate for splash proofing, what any other companies don't have in their flashes.
Perfect. What a perfect answer. There you go, guys. I love it.
Man.
I love it.
Okay. I am a big fan of flashes.
Yeah, he loves the flash. Woohoo! You need to drink for that one. That's so good. Okay, Mike, I'm going to throw this over to you. You do love a bit of birding, so we'll start with you first. Please explain how to use Pro Capture 2 and keep subject in focus. such as
Pro
a Kingfisher.
Capture 2. I'm thinking you're thinking SH2 is what I'm thinking. Right.
Pro
So
Capture SH2, yeah.
And that's what I would use as SH2, because then you have sequential high 2, you have focusing, metering in between the shots, and a little more accurate, and it's blackout free. So to keep the subject in focus, I would just work with make sure your aperture is correct. I mean, our lenses are already, you have some great depth of field with them, but maybe stop down a little bit depending on the light you have, and you just want to follow the subject. It takes time to do this. I mean, a lot of it is learning how to pan, how to do different things. But if you're focused on a spot where that bird's going to go, you should be good when they get there and they take off. And that's
focus.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I would go. Like if you know the bird's going to go down and get a fish, let's say, and you have an idea of about where they're going to go from the branch they're on, let's say, and you've been following them and watching them, spending time with them, you should be able to pretty much have that area and focus of where they're going to go. And that's that plane of focus. That's sort of the way to do it. There is no perfect way to do it. But I think that's probably your best bet.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Fanny, is this the sort of stuff that you do? Kingfishers in water and things?
I think I've never seen a kingfisher in my life. Only on not live, just on photos. A lot of really nice pictures of kingfishers, but never in real life.
Right, we'll get you over to the UK at some point, and we'll get you kingfisher hunting, because they are.
We have to.
Stunning. And you've got them as well, PJ. You got kingfishers.
A lot.
Now, PJ has fish that chase birds.
Yes. And nobody knows what fish it is. By the way, in Pro Capture 2, you need to remember about one thing, because I lost 2 hours with call with our customers, and in the end we found why in Pro Capture autofocus doesn't work, because he don't change from single autofocus to continuous autofocus. You need to remember about this, of course. Pro Capture SH2 is not only one settings what you need to change, but also autofocus need to be on continuous autofocus.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think of it just like my, birds in flight settings or what have you, just like regular SH2 shooting. Make sure you get the bird focus on and continuous autofocus. Good point. And give Kevin, yourself a pretty big focus range. Yeah, sorry.
Cool. Kevin, there's also lots of videos, lots of back catalogs on YouTube, all about Pro Capture and different Pro Captures. So take a look through the back catalog and sort of get yourself a cup of tea and sit down and watch those back, because they're pretty handy as well. I think you did a couple, Mike, didn't you? So there are some bits out there.
Czech ambassador Petr Bombuszek. Thomas had live with Petr a few days ago. I have very good ebook with settings for OM1 and OM1 seconds for birding photography. If you
yes,
on sulasula.com, his page.
Great. Perfect. Well done. Put it in the text if you want, PJ. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, he's a great guy, Peter Bambusek, and his little sort of manuals, tuition guides are really, really good. Okay.
I've been at the nature festival this weekend, and I noticed that there were a lot of questions like this. And so if you come to a show, please bring your own camera, because sometimes it's so difficult to understand what the problem could be. And if you bring your camera, we can check how your settings are, and then it's easier to help. We can show it in our cameras, but we can't be sure that it is also set in your camera. So please bring it.
I think this is a really good idea. It's a really good point. We do have lots of shows and lots of expos, and the customers say blah blah blah, and you're like, have you got your camera? And they go, no. And you're like, oh. And it is that thing where if you are going to see a guru, a tech expert, or a show, we always have a few minutes to talk to you about specific things. So definitely get that. That's a really good point.
But I'm not going
to help you. Yes, exactly. I'm not going to pronounce this name. because I think I would pronounce it incorrectly. Miliuji Boblinky, but I went for it. Says, why is writing to the card much slower after formatting the card in the OM1 Mark II? Writing a few photos takes X minutes. Thank you in advance. Greetings from Prague. That's a good one.
After 20 years experience in sport photography, in situation like this, I will throw this card to the bin, because SD card is weakest point of whole chains, and there is, in my opinion, some problem with card started, and I will check. In my opinion, you should check this card about security data and your originality of this card, because is there a lot of cards on market from Chinese market with not the same speed what they declare.
It's so true. I mean, look, we've had this for years, haven't we? We've had sometimes when brands didn't work, and the one thing we definitely noticed with the OM product is you need to spend money on cards, right? You spent a lot of money on cameras, you spent a lot of money on lenses. Don't go put it in a £20 bag, a £2,500 lens body, and certainly don't buy cheap SD cards. It is an absolute waste of time, waste of money. You are not getting the full benefits and speed of the camera. That's the first thing. And also, they are much more likely to, card issues. I mean, I had one the other day. I'd forgotten a card, and someone gave me a really sort of cheapy old one, and literally I was like, this card is horrendous. So there is a lot to buying and sort of investing in cards. As I said, when you spend all that money on kits, make sure that those accessories complement what you're buying, and don't think buy sort of cheap ones. So it will be interesting to know what card it is, and we can go back and answer that later if it's something specific. And I generally don't format the card in the camera. I tend to format on my Mac or my PC.
I'm formatting in camera.
How do you do it, PJ?
By camera, in camera always.
Do you always do yours in camera? Yeah.
Always in camera.
Okay, cool.
One point about card: don't buy micro SD card with adapter, because this adapter is the biggest problem in the whole system. Because even if you have very fast micro SD card, this adapter will be slow, and this where problem started.
Yeah, for sure. Wonderful. Okay, I am going to do another question, and then and then I will have a look at some new things. We did quickly look at this question, Terry, before we started, because it is always that thing. It's like, what is sharper, this or this and this? It's a very interesting question, isn't it? I don't know. It's very interesting. I mean, I would say I haven't actually sat them side by side and done that specific test. But I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, as a sort of, it's more of about a guesswork, this one, isn't it? Because unless you specifically sat them side by side and done the thing, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean that's like any lens, right? I mean, it's the 150 to 400 is fantastic. I mean that's our top end, birding wildlife lens. No beating it when it comes to weight and having it out in the field. The 150 to 600 is a sharp lens. It's a nice lens, and it's really going to get you the reach, and that's what that lens is all about. As far as sharpness, they're both sharp lenses. The 150 to 400 is going to have our best elements, right? It's going to have our high end optics, our coatings, everything. But yeah, I mean, it's all in perception too. I mean, they're both good. I would tend to think the 150 to 400 would be better.
As I said, look, we're trying to compare a €2,000 lens to a €7,000 lens, right? Yeah. I mean, there's going to be some realisticness here. I don't even know if a comparison should be made, right? I mean, it's that whole thing. If you're trying to justify one from the other, it's always going to be, well, I really, really want the big white. Can I afford it? And unfortunately, that's always what it's going to come down to, because, you know, for sure, the big white is made to be superior to anything else we've made because of how it's made and how beautiful it is. But the one
faster
with
focusing. I mean, there's other things the lens gives you than
right.
just the sharpness, you know.
Yeah,
So
exactly that.
yeah.
And then that's another reason to come to our shows. Try it on your own, because just you can decide what you like more. And in Germany, we call the white lens the white goddess, or the white queen.
We call it the big white, like a shark.
Could be a little different because it's a pro lens, but really come and try. Bring your card, bring your camera with your settings, and try it. We have everything there, so you can really, really try and look what's perfect for you, and then you also feel the difference of the lenses. Yes, it's all about feeling in photography.
I love it. I'm going to do, excuse me, it's nearly past. I'm going to do a couple of hellos while I'm trying to look through all the comments, because it's always there. Edwin's in from the Netherlands. Hey, I love Edwin. Lovely to see you. And Stuart's in, and Kirsty's in. Kirsty, I saw her a few weeks ago, which is lovely. Stuart was doing us a little turn today in Wex. If you popped into Wex in Birmingham, I believe Stuart was there. Stuart, I hope you had a good day. And Frederick, this is lovely, because Frederick, I think, saw you at Salon de la Photo at the weekend when you were there. And we have Orlando. We've got Mike from Orlando. I love that. I love the fact it's all over the world. It's lovely to see our regulars. And Howard says, hello. My name is Howard, and I have an OMD M1 Mark II, Mark III. Good evening, Howard. Are you new to us? And if you are, welcome. Very nice. And you got a couple of hellos, Mike, yourself, from Brendan from Philly.
Yeah. Hey, everybody.
Jason's from Indiana. So we got our lovely US team in.
Yes.
So
and I do see a lot of questions about pricing.
Yeah.
But we have them wonderful tariffs, you guys, that took place. That's why you're seeing the higher pricing on the lenses and accessories.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a difficult subject to tackle, because when you start talking pricing for you specifically, Mike, we start getting into politics, and we definitely don't want to go there.
Yeah.
But you know,
it's all relative, you know.
It's all relative, and we hope at some point it's all going to settle down, right?
Yeah, all the brands had to do it, so it's all relative. It's all equal.
Yeah, exactly that. Right, let's get back into it, shall we? Brendan says, is it possible to use exposure bracketing and focus bracketing at the same time on the OM1 or the OM5? Who wants to take
No.
Love that. No. I mean, you know, all of these features, I mean, they sound great that you could do them, but you can't focus bracket and exposure bracket at the same time. It's just two functions on two parts of, you know, I'm sure these functions, there could be a way of, I've probably said this before many times, that, you know, some of these combining of functions would be great, but I think it needs more power. You need better processors. I'm sure they aren't completely out of the realm of R&D, but it's certainly not something you can do.
You could use your, go ahead.
On OM1, in one way, I can do that.
Okay, go on.
You can do exposure bracketing by OM capture and use arrows on keyboard on OM captures and move camera on very close step by tethering. By focusing and manually do focus bracketing.
Right, bracket. Right, okay.
But very precise manually, because on OM capture you can use arrow on keyboard to move focus, and this is very, very precise. You have three type of steps: very small, and large, and this is enough to do bracketing. And you can do exposure bracketing in the same time. On one shutter press, you will have three images for HDR, for example, and after that you need press one arrow, for example, on the right, next exposure, etc. Manually, but you can. You need computer terrain cable and laptop in terrain, but you can do that.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Like you say, you can do it in bracketing, but not in stacking. Through capture, right? And I think
but our workspace can stack this.
True.
I think without problem. Of course, you need to stack this exposure bracketing first to one HDR, and after that, you need to stack every HDR to one stacking. But
it's a workaround. It's certainly available, right? Okay.
Few years ago, with our ambassador, we did focus stacking from 120 high-res images in the same way. Final image have 5 gigabytes in JPEG.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's crazy, isn't it? I mean, it is really crazy, that sort of stuff. 131 Live says 40 to 150. What a lovely lens. Are there plans for a version with Sync IS?
We did that.
Yeah, the 50 to 200.
We also add 50 millimeters more. Perfect aggregate. This is 40 to 100. This is 40 to 100 with Sync IS and bonus in 50 millimeter.
Exactly. It's just a slightly different number. I mean, okay, so I'm assuming we're talking about the 2.8 or the f4 version, because obviously the 12-100 is an absolute dreamboat of a lens. I mean, it really is. It's one of those lenses like the 300, and like they just all have this sort of standalone classicness about them, don't they? Classic sort of OM. But I don't know if there would be. We've got the 50 to 200, so it sort of negates having Sync IS in one of those lenses. I mean, listen, I don't know. I don't know if there's something on the roadmap that would do that.
But to be honest, 40 to 150 f4 whole fun in this lens is size, because it's sized like small cans of Coca-Cola or something like this. With Sync IS, it will be much bigger and much more expensive. It will cost around the same, like 40 to 150 2.8, and we will have a lot of comments why it's expensive like that, I think.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. There's a lot of reasons why, and as I said, we've got sort of 340 to 150s out there, don't we? Do the sort of the older, the one, the kit one that came in the early days,
the plastic fantastic.
Yeah. And then we had the 2.8 version and the f4 version. So now we've got the 50 to 200. That's the sort of the step up from it. So it is there. Oh, sorry, my light's just fallen over, but that's fine. There you go. We hope that answered your question. Okay, RS. My setup. Oh, let me read this. My setup is OM1 Mark II and a 300mm f4. Lovely. For some reason, Pro Capture SH2 isn't working for me. Shutter speed 3200, continuous autofocus, and subject detection is on, but the bird is slightly out of focus while the branch is in focus. Have you got any tips, guys? I mean, PJ, you do like the 300. Mike, you like the 300.
Yeah, try. It's the focusing. I mean, try. It could be that depending on what you're shooting, maybe you have too big of a focus area selected. Maybe go a little tighter. You could try manual focus and autofocus together, MF plus AF, and just kind of touch it up as you're shooting. There's a few things, but that might help as well. Especially if you're in an area with branches and things like that. I
mean, yeah, I know. I mean, my sort of feeling is I would set it up in sort of an area where it's not quite as crucial, so you can physically see, like in the garden and stuff like that, so you can always see if your focus is off. PJ, what about you? What do you think?
I will try two things. First, I will try to play with autofocus sensitivity to change settings with sensitivity in different situations, because it's depend of your style of photography. Some people like sensitivity +1, some using -1. It's of course depending on situation and your style and style of focusing. Second, my step I will reset camera. because time to time some settings doing some wrongs, and this is why I have always some backup my settings on phone to upload it after reset, to have something working in 100%. And I will this is my 2 steps to in this situation. If these 2 steps will not work, I will try to service my 300 millimeters, because maybe something is wrong with autofocus with lens.
Yeah, I mean, my feeling is he's quite the person. RS, sorry, I don't know if you're a lady or a guy. It's quite specific. I remember Mark 2 300. I mean, firstly, is the lens sharp with other things? Is the lens those settings, are they sharp with another lens? I mean, you've got to check those eliminations, because it's quite specific what you're telling us, right? And if it's sharp on everything else and the lens is sharp with other things or whatever, and you've tried it again, could go to your local dealer or someone local and check. But I think that it's quite interesting. It's quite specific that seems to be working with everything else and not that one. So it would be worth doing what the guys have said. All right. So
with this ebook, what I mentioned before, Petr Bambushek, you can also, if you buy this ebook, there is a few setups you can download and upload to camera. Setups produced by Petr, and there is a lot of setups for building. Maybe you can try these setups in this situation. You can download this ebook, buy this ebook, and try these setups.
Perfect.
Sorry.
Gesundheit.
What, Petr?
Gesundheit, yeah.
Na zdrowie.
Fanny, you were going to say something.
Yes, and also what Mike said, that if you try with AF and manual focus, and you also activate the focus peaking, you can really control if you are where you want to be. And then also with maybe also with the cluster AF, it depends on how big the fields you use are. So really. But I love to work with the combination of AF and MF, and so I'm really sure that it's where I want it to be.
Yeah, for sure. And I always said, as I said, I always find testing these products are better when you're in a much more sort of stable environment, like in your garden. I know it sounds quite boring, but you can put things, all the way. You can try your apertures, you can try your CA, all that sort of stuff in a controlled environment. Whereas if you're out and about and you're like, there could be another factor coming in. But good tips, guys. We love it. Okay, a couple of more questions from Linda. Linda, good evening. I hope you're well. What a fantastic name. Linda Trama Napolitana. I love that. Wonderful. I would like to know how to use live view to focus, as I plan to shoot the eclipse next August and want to manually focus with live view. We don't know what camera you've got, firstly, but what are we thinking here? Say OM1.
Focus peak.
Yeah,
I'm thinking she's using the back of the screen. So if you turn on focus peaking in your manual focus assist menu, you can do red, let's say, as a highlight color. And then when you manually focus, whatever's highlighted in red will be in focus. So when you shoot the eclipse, you'll see a little bit of red around the eclipse. Again, I use autofocus plus manual. I did that with the eclipse here in Cleveland last year or 2 years ago now, and it was fantastic. When the eclipse happened, I handheld the 150 to 400 and got that, and it was great. Yeah.
And another thing, little tip, if you turn on peaking in the body, and then you go and you can leave it on all the time. When you go to manual focus, as you're turning the manual focus clutches, if you press info, you'll basically get that menu directly up. So you can change the brightness, the intensity from low to high. So you can do it on the fly, literally leave it on all the time. As then when you're in manual focus, just press info and the menu comes up. And it's really handy to change it on the fly. PJ, you were going to say?
No.
Oh, good. Okay, cool. Thank you. I was going to say, right now, Mike, you are doing a night sky Zoom in a few hours, right?
Yeah, tonight it'd be 7:00 Eastern time in the U.S. PM, and that's intro to night sky. So, and I'm not a huge night sky shooter. I'll admit, I'm a moon. I like shooting the moon.
I love
But
that, shooting the moon. Love shooting.
but I have a lot of tips and a lot of settings and stuff that I think will help people a lot when they're getting ready to go out there and shoot. So yeah, it's a great little class if you want to join.
Yay, fantastic. And it's still open because it's only a few hours, but it's free as well, isn't it?
Yep, it's free and it's on our event page. So check it out.
Whoa, might join myself.
Yeah.
We have got some lovely teams in. Here we go. What does this lovely person say? I hope being an Olympus user also means he can be an OMSYSTEM as well. Yes, of course. One big family. Some of our products are still with the Olympus branding, but no, of course you can. 777HDN, very anonymous name. Hello, Terry from Kent. Terry is someone I see all the time. And also David says, good afternoon from Southern Indiana. It's great to see this live. Have you missed us before? I'm going to put Sarah's question up. Sarah, my husband just surprised me and said, go buy that 90mm macro you've been wanting for your birthday. Look, it doesn't matter. It's an amazing gift. You are going to get so much out of this 90mm. So, just go for it, Sarah. Okay, now this is a good question for you guys because I think we might have had this question before. Do you switch on the image stabilization on the 100 to 400 telezoom Mark II using an OM1 Mark II? I know before with the Mark I, we had a variance of differences of opinion on how we use it, right? For me, I would say yes. That's why it's there. What do you guys think?
Absolutely.
Fanny?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's built for. Mike, you're going to go in with the same?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you turn that on and you have that sync working, basically your sensor's floating, and your lenses are floating, and it's keeping it all in sync together so that light is hitting that sensor directly. So you want to keep that on, and it'll help you.
Yes, it's like someone grabs the camera to fix it if you press it. It's really great, the IS.
And I do think it's a big upgrade from the Mark I. I mean, I love the Mark I, but the Mark II is a completely different beast, I think. In
Easier.
That
Yeah.
PJ, you agree?
Yes, because if you turn off image stabilization in body, you turn off whole sync IS.
Right. In the body
you
as
can't turn off this image stabilization. I turn off stabilization only in very long exposure on tripod. I'm using image stabilization every time because this is one of our pillar of our system. This great image stabilization.
Exactly. So we got a few people when we asked earlier, did you get the 50 to 200? Carol says, I got mine. Marcia says, I got mine. And lots of people said, Oliver said, I had the 50 to 200 since it was released here in the USA and fell in love. Make sure you guys have registered for the Namibia trip. Didn't say that properly. It's a fantastic trip that we are giving away for anyone who's bought any of the 2 white lenses between September and the 15th of January. So as soon as you collect it, get your receipt, put your serial number online, register for the trip. It looks fantastic. I read the T's and C's. It says nobody from OMSYSTEM can enter or go. So I'll just put like a big moustache and some sunglasses and a hat. They won't recognize me. But please make sure that you register for the Namibia trip if you had that. All right. And again, Paula says, I've had my 5200 for a few weeks. I've already photographed the red deer and the fallow deer ruts. Brilliant. David again, he's had it since the 3rd of October. I mean, it's fantastic, isn't it? It's an absolutely beautiful lens. This is interesting. Let's welcome George to the family, shall we? George Brakinos. Greetings from Denmark. I love Denmark. One of the best airports in the world, Copenhagen, just so you know. The best food in the world at Copenhagen Airport. Not yet an OMSYSTEM user, but seriously considering buying the OM1 Mark II. Do you think it's autofocus combined with 1240 mark is sufficient for kids photography? I mean, absolutely, I do. You've got a 2.8 lens there. It's, you know, the perfect focal length for, you know, for perfect linear, lovely headshots. But also we have another range of lenses down the line. If you wanted to get a specific portrait lens, we do the 45, 1.2 or the 1.8. I suppose it depends on whether you're sort of studio based or outdoor. But there's lots and lots and lots of alternatives. Welcome to the family, George, if you do join us. There's always deals on with the OM1 Mark II, and it really is fantastic. If you're doing kids photography, you can use face detection, which is fantastic if you, depending on if you're sort of all in a row, very serious, or for the kids are a little bit more able to be a bit free and run around the studio. So we've got that as well. What else, guys? Give me your one tip for George if he's looking to join the system.
With the 1240, you have to go really close. So maybe you also need something like the 40-150 to let the kids be more kids. Because if they see a camera,
yes.
So you can go a little bit more far away, and it's easier for the children to act like children. If they know there is a camera, they always do.
They do, right? So you can do it from a distance. Now we know this because
not my kids.
Studio. Fanny is a portrait photographer in our own studio. In fact, Fanny is standing in a studio right now. And you take lots of portraits of kids, don't you? For children's portraits, family portraits. But if you want that natural look, right, you don't want them all standing in a row. You want a more natural feel. Like you say, coming back a little bit further is always a good one. So I love that tip. PJ, what tip have you got for George?
I have two small kids, and for me, perfect lens. I don't agree with Fanny because I'm using mostly 20mm for my kids because I don't like think about zooming when I'm playing with kids. I have 2 years old and 6 years old kids, and to be honest, photography of my kids is something like photography on the wall. It's everywhere and everything.
Pandemonium.
And one single lens, fixed lens is the best for it. I always have sequential shutter. I always don't use very fast sequential shutter because I don't want to have millions the same photos, but for example 5 frames per second is enough, and limitation to 5 frames only on one press. Of course, face detection and people detection on OM1 second and in OM3. And to be honest, the best camera and setup of whole camera for kids photography is OM3, because in daily photography, where we're doing a lot pictures, there's beautiful JPEGs from OM3, from color mode and mono mode. I have here and now, and I can share with my grandfather's grandmother, with whole family without problem. And this is why OM3 20mm is my favorite kit, but also OM1 second can do the same without this color profile. With 12-40, it will be very, very good setup, but I recommend you set to sequential shutter. I think electronic shutter, this simple mode, not SH something mode, will be the best for kids photography.
Love it. Mike?
Yeah, human detection, sequential shooting, and let it fly.
Yeah.
But I think that it's a great camera for kids. You know, we've come a long way with our focusing over the past 5-6 years, and the new processing is fantastic. So not a problem at all. I think you'll love it. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I always love the questions now. Sorry, I was reading. I always read the questions as I go, and then I forget what I'm looking, where I'm at. Apologies. I do not want to be rude and pronounce your name wrong. Which metering mode is best to use for birds in flight, and why? Well, I mean, I've had this conversation, and I know for sure that personally I prefer to have all zones, but I also know that a lot of people use center weighted and some people use spot, and it's really interesting how it can vary from customer or person you're speaking to. I mean, I like all zones, I always have. What about you? Let's go with PJ first. What do you use, PJ?
Since we have electronic viewfinder, I'm using whole sensor metering only and doing correction of exposure plus minus only. Of course, I'm using bird detection in OM1 second and in my OM3. This detection also correcting on small steps your metering for this object what it found, and this is why I think this is the best combination for built-in flight. If you have point metering, I don't know this is very good idea because it's metering always on your autofocus point, not exactly where detection is, and this is why I'm tricky with this point metering.
Okay, no, I like it. Good to know, Mike.
Yeah, I use the full metering as well. I spot I'll flip on if I'm, if there's a lot of backlighting going on and you really want to get some detail out of the bird feathers or something along those lines. But typically the, general ESP metering seems to be fine, especially when you're shooting raw and you're able to, really work with the dynamic range after. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, we've got 10 minutes left. Let me just make sure I've done my homework because I always have to have a little list of things to make sure I've done. As I said, we've sort of talked about the events. We've talked about the Namibia trips. I just need to make sure. Oh, I know what I was going to show you guys. Did you know that we had some new merch? I did order myself a little water bottle, which I was quite happy with, and it is on its way, so I'm very excited. If you haven't seen them, we were sort of swooning over the merch earlier in the week, weren't we, Mike?
Yeah.
And, some people may say, what? How much? £30 for a lunchbox? But it is so nice. The quality of it is absolutely gorgeous. But, hey, there are some slightly less expensive. You're thinking about Christmas. If you have a husband or wife or son or daughter that's OM crazy, you could get them a little pin badge, or there's a little water bottle, and so a few little Christmas stocking gifts there. I have put the link in. I can't wait to get mine. As I said, I wanted all of them, but I just ordered myself a water bottle. So we hope that answered your questions. Everybody else had a look at the merch and we're like, oh, it's nice. Very nice. They should give us all, shouldn't they? Should give us all. Better not say that out loud. Pavel says, my OM1 works excellent with the lenses, but with the Samyang fisheye, it writes only roughly 50% of the pictures. Has anyone ever heard of that with the Samyang lens? I mean, I love that.
Samyang lens don't have
electronic
pins,
contacts, right?
electronic pin contacts.
Yeah.
This is
full
manual.
Yeah, so there's going to be some shifting, isn't there, between shooting or something where it's not just. It's like you say, there's an electronic pin one short.
Only place where I can imagine problem is this small hole in manual lens. I don't know. I can show this one small hole.
Okay.
This small hole is for this small pin here.
Yes.
If this pin is put it into body, you don't have electronic on sensor. This is why some reduction from manual lens from our system, from AliExpress and eBay or something like this, time to time doesn't work. I think problem can be in this small hole. If you move a little lens, camera turn off electronics on the sensor, maybe, but I can't imagine any reason why with this specific lens camera can't write pictures.
Yeah, like you say, it's interesting, isn't it? It's obviously not, the camera's obviously not receiving the information for it to write to card, because if it was receiving the information, it would be writing to the card. So like you say, that connection's losing every time. Might be worth like putting it on a tripod, firing out with the OI share, firing it off without any movement at all, and then see how many shots you get that way, because then there's no movement. You've got tripod, you're using OI share or a remote. Just got to see what you're getting there. But as I said, it does, to be fair, it does actually
I
sound like
recommend
lens travel.
also try to do pictures without any lens, only white.
Yeah, like a white background. Love it.
Yeah.
Lovely compliment from John. John says, John from Jacksonville, love the sessions. Thanks, John. Again, if you have any suggestions about future sessions, this week we are celebrating 5 years of OM System. That was on Monday. And I can't believe the time has flown by. Let me tell you, it's 5 years. So, it's wonderful to be in our 5th year. But we're still learning. We will love to take any sort of, if you wanted to do sessions on certain things, if you've got any ideas, put them in the comments in the YouTube sessions, because we do go through them afterwards. We have to go through and answer the questions that we didn't get around to. And we like reading them. If you wanted a session on multiple exposure, or if you wanted a YouTube on pro capture, there are things that we can do, and so keep it in mind. We always like to hear the feedback, good feedback, of course. So we're going to go for a couple more questions. I like this one from Richard. Richard's saying, I'm still wondering when you would use the shadow or highlight exposure points. Well, it's really interesting, isn't it? Because if you're doing really high key black and white images, if you are shooting a black cat in a field of snow, that would meter for the cat's body, and so they're my two. What about you, Fanny? When would you use it?
I would also shoot a white cat in the white snow, so you can still see the texture of the
Love
fur.
it.
Yes, white on white and black and black.
Yes.
Yes,
Good
so
point.
you really always see the differences between snow and fur, or hair and something like this. You really see the difference then.
Yeah, good point. Good point. What about you, Mike? Best?
Yeah, I don't use them a lot, to be honest, but I did have a situation, Richard, where actually I was out in where was I? Southeast Arizona, and there was a woodpecker that was on a pole, and it was backlit, and it was super dark. We were trying to identify it, and the shadow highlight actually worked to bring it out, and we could see what it was. So that's the one time I used it. So, but high key, low key, I would think in a studio would be fantastic.
Love it. Love it. What about you, PJ?
I'm not using it. To be honest, I'm doing everything by exposure plus minus on the wheel, and have what I want
Works for you,
on
baby.
my
Works for you.
viewfinder to move.
Love it. I love it. We've got time for one more question. I will go back in, as I said, and I always leave it a few days because we have people watch the session or join the session and then watch it later. So I tend to wait until there's been about 2,000-3,000 views. Then I'll go back in and answer the questions, because there tend to be some words. This is more of a statement. And I'm sorry, Sten69. Hi from Sweden. I'm currently a new Fujifilm XS20 user, but when it's not weather sealed, and I found out the OM5 Mark II is regrettably not getting one. Come along, you can change.
There is another question I saw, and I think it's really important. It's one of the last questions from, I think it's a German name, Robert Volk. And he asks if he can add a second body to OM share, to OI share. And yes, it's possible now. That's really important, because this was a question a lot of people asked. Now you can add, I think, until 5 cameras.
Yes, 10.
Yes.
10.
10, 10. Okay. So a second is possible. It's new, so you have to update the app, and then it's possible to add much more than one camera.
I love it.
I tried it. I always have 3 connected, and it works. Really
So
good.
much better. That I'm so glad they did that little tiny
It was
thing.
a silent update, so
Yeah, it's huge though, huge.
Exactly. Well, that's it. It's 8 o'clock, guys. I think I've done everything. I think we've had a good chat. As I said, these sessions, they last an hour, but we always know that we're going to run out of time. But it's always wonderful for you to join us. Honestly, there wouldn't be any point in doing these sessions if you didn't want them, you didn't love them. But give us some feedback if you like. We can take it. Is there something in particular you'd like us to run? Would you, we try and theme the Ask Me Anything sessions. We always try to go off track a bit. We will be back for November and December. Obviously, December will be our Christmas special, or holiday special, I should say. And don't forget, if you do decide to download the IO Share app, put notifications on, because they send you not only tips and promotions, but you get notifications that the lives are coming up. So when you're in the OI Share app or in your phone, turn notifications on for that specific app, and it will say, hey, AMA tonight, or it will say, hey, BJ's on tonight. And so all these things are us trying to reach out and saying, let you know what's what. And the catalogue for the events, even into next year, is starting to build already. If you enjoyed the Zoom on composition that I did with Andrew McCarthy, we've now got a 3-series one, and the last one is ending all about post-processing, and that's going to be fantastic. So again, keep that in mind if you want to join you. Guys, anything to promote? As I said, we all know where you're going to be at in the next few weeks. But we've got, as I said, AMAs coming up. We've got Coffee with the Claires coming up with Andrew Fusek-Peters. And as I said, get on Mike's talk tonight. It's only a couple of hours away. And it's free. It's free.
It looks like it's full.
It's full.
We
That
filled
was
it
good.
up. But that's okay. I'll do it again. So if you missed it, we'll do it again.
Yes. Well, especially when we're coming into sort of dark skies and dark nights.
Sure.
These sort of things can be run a couple of times, can't they?
Absolutely.
Thank you, PJ, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fanny, for joining us. And thank you, Mike, for joining us. Wonderful to see you all. I will see you all soon. Have a great week. And also to everybody out there, have a great week too. And we will see you again in a month's time. Take care.
See you.
Hey.